Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/slash Tales from Your Server. In today's episode, excuse me, is there nuts in this? She's not drunk, she's on pain pills. Last night was my last night. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Excuse me, is there nuts in this? I looked down at a half-eaten tiramisu. I'm not sure, I'll go ask. Cue panicky walk back to the kitchen. WTF, 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 why would you eat half of it then ask? Hey, is there nuts in the tiramisu? Thick Hispanic accent. We don't make it, but there could always be nuts. She already ate half of it. Shrugs. Smiles calmly. We don't make the tiramisu, so we cannot guarantee that it was made in a nut-free kitchen. Oh okay, just as long as it doesn't have nuts in it. Smile again, turn and walk into kitchen to my dish buds. This F***king lady just asked if there was nuts in the tiramisu after she had already eaten half of it. Shrug. Well, I guess we'll find out. I had a lady last week who was part of a six-top, got through their appetizers and the entrees were fired, when she casually mentioned she's deathly allergic to shellfish. I work in King Clam House FFS, there's probably shellfish in the air. Luckily the kitchen hadn't started on her dish yet, but if she hadn't mentioned it, probably would have had a reaction. YTF, don't some people mention it when they order, especially if it's a deadly allergy? Subconsciously they hate their life and want to die, by accident of course. Every restaurant where I live has made their servers start asking, does anyone have any allergies, right at the beginning just before they take your drink order. I have been wondering why, because surely if you had an allergy you would say, you wouldn't wait to be asked. Looks like I was wrong. Tiramisu is generally nut-free, from what I know. The ladyfingers can sometimes have ground almonds and slash on them. I always make sure to ask, as I am mildly allergic. I'd say about 25% of the time there are almonds somewhere in there. I've never eaten it, so I had no idea, haha. In the UK it's now law to have allergy info readily available. I work in a restaurant where we buy in desserts and often it's the case of X doesn't contain X, but it was produced in a factory where X was present, which doesn't really help some of the time. I feel that if you are serving something in a restaurant, the kitchen or other staff should know what's in it whether you made it or not. Not to say you should have it memorized, but the ingredients should be available, and it's probably also reasonable that any typical allergens be known about the item: nuts, soy, dairy, egg, seafood, etc. As a nut allergy haver, I somewhat can explain. Sometimes things on menus by the look of it or description may seem to not have nuts in it. Even online recipes can be hit or miss with this kind of stuff unless I can get the exact restaurant's ingredient list. But sometimes if I tell my tongue is getting a little funky from a possible allergic reaction, I will ask server if it has any nuts in it, as taking my allergy meds makes me groggy for rest of the day, but I am fine. Hell, times before I kept eating and took the Benadryl when it's been a case of found mayo in my burgers. I make every effort to provide allergy information and be on top of informed guests with issues, but when they expect me to put more energy into their health than they do, I have no patience or sympathy. As someone with a non-anaphylactic nut allergy, I can sympathize with this person. Servers are often confused by my nonchalance when discussing my nut allergy, but the worst reaction I've ever had is a tummy ache, so it's easy to be casual with it. Allergies can become anaphylactic all of a sudden out of nowhere, even after years of non-anaphylactic reactions, so be careful. I had a customer ask at a buffet this weekend if anything had peanuts because he was allergic. After he was on his second plate of food, someone else at the table asked me to take his cutlery and glass away and bring him new ones, because the old ones were contaminated with nuts and he was allergic. After he had literally been eating the chicken with nuts in it and, hadn't dropped dead. like eating foods that literally contain your allergen for a half hour before bothering to ask about your allergen is fine, but God forbid the contaminated knife touch your food. LOL. He's allergic to knowing his food has nuts. I can explain. Allergies are a range. For example, I got a egg and nut allergy, and for me I can have American peanut oil as it's heat pressed so to my body doesn't see it as a peanut, but for other people being next to a peanut M&M is cyanide to them. For me those warnings don't mean much, but to someone with a more severe allergy that's a valid warning. When I used to serve there would be people that would ask if X dessert had nuts. I'd say the whole it's not made in-house so can contain traces bit. Then they'd say it's fine a lot of the time. Sounds like it's time to work on menu knowledge though, haha. I'm starting out as hostess busser, and have been there like 12 days so far. LOL. Reminds me of a couple I served a few years back. Husband, what vegetables are in the seasonal pasta? Me, well they change every day, I believe it's this and that today, but I'm not totally certain. I will go get your drinks and double check for you. No. I don't want to wait to order. I'll get the steak and my wife will have the pasta. I bring the pasta out, along with the steak. A couple of minutes later, I go to quality check. Me, how is everything? Terrible. Why didn't you tell us that there were mushrooms in the pasta? My wife is allergic. This could kill her. Me, oh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't aware that there was a food allergy at the table. Would you like anything else instead? No, just for you to die. Basically a good summary of what he said. Man, nobody even mentioned an allergy, let alone life-threatening. And why wouldn't you want me to double-check if it's that serious? Why wouldn't you just let your wife, who kept trying to talk the whole time, order for herself? Why wouldn't you just mention it so that we could avoid cross-contamination in the kitchen? A trap. She's not drunk, she's on pain pills. I had a couple come in and the moment they sat down I knew I would not serve them any alcohol. The lady never made eye contact, literally couldn't, while she ordered and slurred every word with a red face and glossy eyes. The gentleman was red-faced and glossy-eyed too. Before the meal was dropped the gentleman spilled a water glass on the table, and it needed cleaning. Another server dropped their food and the lady orders a glass of wine from her, and my coworker informs me about it, but mentions she's really messed up. I pretend not to hear the wine order and check in on them. She informs me she ordered a wine an hour ago, 10 minutes ago, and is waiting on it. I politely say, may I keep you with water? I don't feel comfortable serving any alcohol to you tonight. It goes over her head and the gentleman gets offended. He says he does not even drink. He does, they've came in before, and she's not drunk. I stand my ground and reiterate. I keep them with water and they're furious. I give them good service, but they're extremely upset. He believes I cut them off because of the spilt water and tells me he did it and not her, so she should get a glass of wine. I'm still not comfortable with it. They get aggressive throughout the course of the meal while I still give quality service. When the tab is closed out he says you read us wrong. She's not drunk, she's on pain pills. You're lucky I don't report you. If you just disclose to me she's on pain pills and this is why she's acting the way she is, I'm certainly not going to serve you alcohol. Also, what would you report me for? For not serving alcohol to a seemingly intoxicated guest? I asked my general manager a couple days later about the incident, and she replied it can be hard serving drunk people. So I'm just happy management is on my side. She's not drunk, she's on pain pills. And she wanted to mix some alcohol with medication that is so strong that she looks like she's drunk. It's not like alcohol can interact with pain pills or anything, right? Giving her alcohol while she's on pain pills would be extremely dangerous. I don't know what this fella thought reporting you would do. He was probably high. He probably didn't think that far ahead or at all. LOL. My question is for what crime/offense/ would he report her? Oh, actually, please do report me to my manager for this. I'm sure he'll be very happy that I did exactly what I'm supposed to. How to collect life insurance 101. Also, lawsuit 101. To think if the server gave the lady wine and something happened. My answer was always legally, I cannot serve patrons alcohol if they are showing signs of intoxication. Even if you are not drunk, but showing symptoms that are the same as intoxication, I cannot serve you. It was the same with IDs. If I ask for ID, and you can't produce it, you have to leave the bar. I can't prove that you're over the legal age, and it's on me to make sure. No, your friends can't vouch for your birth date. Yes, it needs to be ID. I'm legally on the hook, and I am not paying the fines if the cops come in. Not just the fines, the business can lose their liquor license, and it's not definite that the business can get it back. Wish people understood that the consequences are a lot more than a slap on the wrist. I love when they try to use a picture of their ID on their phone. How dare you not give any alcohol to my medicated wife? I should tell the manager what you've done. So, she's on so many pain pills she can't function and she wants alcohol? Sounds like someone wants to commit suicide, and it's illegal to assist someone's suicide, so there you go. The first instruction on any pain pill that's strong is do not mix with alcohol. That's what came to my mind when I saw pain pills. When the tab is closed out, he says you read us wrong. She's not drunk, she's on pain pills. You're lucky I don't report you. You're lucky we didn't refuse you service entirely when you sat down. It's okay, she's driving. Last night was my last night. I only worked Thanksgiving 'cause I knew it would be lucrative, which it was, and I wanted to give someone else the day off who deserved it. I always cheekily and politely have told PETA guests to F***ck off, it's just in my nature. But last night I had a table ask for another round at 11:30 p.m. when they had been paid for over 30 minutes, and had the audacity to ask to change the autograt from 20% to 18%. I said no, the bar is closed. It is Thanksgiving. We've all been here since noon and we're going home. There is a bar across the street. Good night, and it felt great. Please serve us longer, but also I want to pay you less. You think there ever was a please involved? Haha. They did have an awesome little girl at the table I was playing rocks paper scissors with for like 15 minutes though. What an excellent summation of just how much these people can go F***ck themselves. Hi, we'd like to screw you out of $6, just because. Also, can we get more drinks? I had a party of 8 tourists come in, 10 years ago, and I applied autograt of 16%. The host of the party was pissed when he got the check, and we explained that it is industry standard to autograt parties larger than 6. Next day he comes in with the same group and requested 2 different booths for 5 or less in each table. Guess who had the section with 2 empty booths next to each other? He did this to retaliate, and so he wouldn't get the autograt applied, and he told me this with a smug. I gave them the **highest service I've ever given in my entire serving career. Late drinks, food came out at different times, I took the second booth's order a good 5 minutes. After I took the order of the first. Didn't offer refills, and didn't check back or engage with them in conversation or anything. My managers respected my decision because they knew what the host was up to. I work in finer dining now, so I wouldn't get away with something like this. It was the most satisfying feeling when I saw them leave as if they hadn't had a good experience. No tip. Which was expected. There could also have been a sure I'll stay longer, but officially we're closed, so the auto gratuity rises 5% every half hour you're still here. What's gonna happen? You'll get fired for staying open after hours? In Times Square and a few other really busy places, they add on fees the longer you stay after dinner. Pests guests in original post only wanted drinks for their late order. Our liquor license only allows the sale of alcohol to customers buying food. Since this would be a new tab, you also need to place a food order. Our kitchen closed 5 minutes ago, so food is not available. This makes it illegal for me to serve you a new round of drinks. The F** King Gall. My God. What is wrong with these people? I can't believe they had the nerve to ask if they could pay you less. I couldn't imagine eating at a restaurant on Thanksgiving and not giving my server an enormous tip. Some people are just so fucked. We like to do breakfast on Christmas and always tip our bill. So high 30 to 40 bucks. I'm sorry this happened to you. I can't change it, but I wanted to say our Thanksgiving, 30 of us every year, go out for Thanksgiving. We make reservations months in advance. No one has to cook or clean or host, and we enjoy the same people and food, plus usually they have a TV with the games and parade if you're into that. However, we always try to be extra cordial with whoever is helping us, including an extremely good cash tip. It's worth it to us, and we recognize you're not enjoying your own. So we thank you. I know I can't change things, but also wanted to recognize what you do. Smiling face. You don't have to say sorry. I was just saying I kinda had a idgaff attitude because it was my last day, and I sassed those people when normally I'd be a little more apologetic. Awesome, but I gotta know how they responded. They didn't really argue, lol. I don't like auto gratuity because I usually tip more than 20% and often round up. You all work hard enough. Just add cash to the pile. This was a $195 PP prefix menu, so we didn't want to take the chance. Especially if expensive wine is involved. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.